Hello, and welcome to my video lecture on packaged data models. This is the last topic in Chapter 3. This is, again, fairly common. You have to think of industries that are have fairly common entities associated with them. For instance, universities have fairly common entities associated with them. A manufacturing organization, a bank, an airline, all of which have entities, all of whose entities have attributes that are all similar one to another. So pretty much what we're talking about doing is setting up predefined data models. Again, it could try to be universal, and a universal example would be something like SAP. SAP tries to be the universal data model. The problem is when you purchase SAP, it has somewhere along the lines, and again, this is late 2011, so it's about 26,000 entities associated with the SAP purchased data model, and again, very, very expensive. It could be industry specific, as I said, airlines, universities. So what we try to do, or what people who try to design these are trying to do, is they're trying to set up something that can be sold from company to company to company to company. And most of the time, they do fairly well. So if you have a need, right? So you're in a company that doesn't have or is very disorganized, is not keeping track of its data electronically very well. Then you turn around and you say, well, in order to catch up to our competition, because again, databases are a competitive advantage if done properly. So if you go out and you buy one of these packaged data models, you can catch up very, very rapidly. So if we look at some advantages of a packaged data model, most of the time this is a proven model, right? SAP is a proven model. The banner system that we use here at Hofstra University is a proven model. It saves time. You can get up and running fairly quickly. You avoid a lot of the individual development cost that you would have to incur to develop this on your own. Since it's a proven model, there is less of a likelihood of data model errors. You didn't design it improperly because it's already been proven by other universities and other airlines to work. The people who design these typically modify them over time, so you get new releases. So they evolve and you can keep up with changes in your industry because the company that created your data model is probably keeping up with the changes. And so on and so on. Everything is easier and faster, but it does come at a cost. It does save time and cost, but there is a cost associated with this. And again, there are other issues associated with this. I'm not going to get into specifics. You can read that in the text. So let's take a look at what the textbook calls the universal data model. And in this case, it's they call it party, right? So what does it mean by party? Party is anything buddy, right? So a party could be a person. A party could be an organization. A party could be anything. So it tries to be very generic, right? So that anything that you're trying to keep track of can be a party. So if you look at the bottom of this, we've got an entity called party. And that party could be a person. And if it is a person, it has certain attributes. If it's an organization, the organization will have certain attributes. And again, all of this can be modified to suit a particular company's needs. And then there are roles that party can play. So if I'm a person, the person role can either be an employee or they can be in a contact, right? So if I'm dealing with people, and that is not limited to that. It's just in this example, we're talking about employees and contacts. And if you're an organization, you can be a supplier. You may just be an organizational unit within this organization. You can be a customer. And if you're a customer, you may have entities of itself within that, and attributes. And then there are role types. So what type of party is this? So again, this model tries to be so flexible and so generic that it can be anything. And that in and of itself can cause other issues, but that's what a packaged data model is trying to do. And then this is the party being trying to be made into a supertype subtype hierarchy. So the supertype would be party, and then the subtypes would be persons and organizations. And then within person is a supertype, and subtypes of a person are employee, contact, customer, and then customer has a relationship to another subtype known as build to customer, and so on. Again, I don't want to beat this horse to death, but just realize this is what someone is trying to do, or this is the topic that they're trying to talk about when they talk about packaged data models. And that is the end of my lecture on packaged data models.